The Altai is one of Russia's highest-lying regions. Parts of the Altai mountain range are located in China, Mongolia, and Kazakhstan. The Altai is a place where many cultures mix. Scythian tribes left rock drawings and burial mounds. The Telengits are one of the most ancient peoples inhabiting the mountains of Altai. Their ancestors, a tribe called Tele, came here more than 5,000 years ago. Today, the Telengits number about 2,500 people. A sacrificial altar, a taigul, sits atop a hill in the Karai steppe.
This is the place of the rising sun. It's a sacred place. And the first thing we do is tie ribbons. They're called dyalama. We wish each other well and praise the Altai that our cattle may multiply and that the people will be in good health.
Vegetation is scarce in the Karai steppe. That's why birch tree branches are stuck into the ground. Ribbons are hung on branches and milk is sprayed as a symbol of life and purity. From the birches, the procession moves to the taigul, the stone altar, where the sacrificial fire is lit. The Telengits use juniper wood in all their rituals. It's added to the ceremonial fire. It's believed the spirits like juniper smoke and the smell of the burning wood. It's traditional to feed the fire with food brought from home: bread, cheese, ground barley, and milk. They also worship the spirits of the water, woodlands, mountains, and air. The old ritual of the first leaf festival is well known to all the participants. But it is the Zaisan, or the head of the Telengit community, who supervises the entire ceremony. The participants follow him to the next site, a stone statue called Kezertash. The Telengit select their Zaisans from amongst their fellow villagers and treat them with much respect.
We put up this Kezertash in 2003 in honor of the 140th anniversary of the Telengit people's accession to the Russian Empire.
Kezertash means stone warrior. It's also sprayed with milk, and coins are placed on the sculpture. An ayil, an Altai tent that's very close to a Mongolian yurt, is pitched especially for the holiday feast. Water for cooking is drawn from nearby lakes. Meat is the main course. While mutton flesh is boiling in the cauldron, the guests eat cheese and toasted bread, washing everything down with kumis. Dairy products and meat are Telengit staples. This guttural singing is called kai, and the performers are known as kai chi. Airota Tukov made it into the Guinness Book of Records in 2003 when he sang non-stop for 4 hours and 26 minutes.
Our ancestors used to sing for 7 days at a stretch. People would sit around and listen. They only had short breaks to wet their whistles. Generally, the heroic legend of Madai Kara is performed for 3 days, and the Tangil Mergen for 4 or 5 days.
Eles Tadikin is one of the well-known Kai Chi. He often performs with Guinness record holder Airota Tukov. Eles began his singing career at the age of 12. Usually, the Kai Chi perform epic poems. The most famous is Maidai Kara, about a mighty hero locked in a battle with an evil giant. But the hero gains the upper hand. The existence of the Telengits was first recorded in the 3rd century BC. Chinese sources refer to the state of the Telengits as the Gaogi land. The Telengits were always valued as excellent warriors.
The Central Asian Khans in the olden times used to hire their armies from the Telengit people, and they conquered India, China, and Persia, all that territory.
For centuries, the Telengits were a nomadic people. They settled about 200 years ago and now live in ordinary wooden houses. Their traditional tents are used in warm weather. The ayils are made of logs and covered with tree bark. Occasionally, they're built as frames, fastened together with camel tendons and covered with pieces of felt. The entrance is traditionally small, to protect against the cold and for other reasons.
The ayil doors are built small and low on purpose. A person must pray to the fire the moment he bows to enter the tent. See, I enter and bow to the hearth and the fire.
Today, the Telengits mostly use gas cookers rather than open fires to make their food. It's not only more convenient, it's also cheaper. After putting on his ceremonial gown, Ayuya Deshiv becomes the chief gasman of the Korai village.
Each family makes do with 1 gas cylinder a month. That's 20 liters of gas.
20 liters of gas costs 300 rubles, or about $12 US. Ayuya Deshiv accepts the cylinders delivered by the suppliers and checks their condition. Checking for leaks is crucial. He comes from a family of Zaizans. He's well versed in his family history and even knows the genealogies of most of his fellow villagers. The social status and lineage of the heads of many households can be determined by looking at the tethering posts, called chaikhi, which the Telengits place at the gateways to their yards.
Here is a Khan chaikhi, a 9-unit tethering post. It's a Khan thing. It shows that his old ancestors were of Mughal descent, that they were descended from the Mughal Khans. This is why he has a chaikhi tethering post in front of his doorstep.
A chaikhi is something that only people with children are allowed to build. A childless master of the house, even if he's a Tsaisan or a Khan's descendant, is not allowed to display a chaikhi. Once, the Great Silk Road went through this area. Dust storms and blizzards, wild beasts and nomadic tribes lay in wait for travelers in the Korai steppe. Everyone who walked this land hoped to please the local spirits. Thus, a mound of stones grew on the side of the footpath. This is Altay, another sacred place revered by the Telengits. Altay is not far from the Chuisk Highway, Altay's main road. People passing this place stop to give their respects. Each traveler has a duty to add 4 stones to the mound. The higher the hill, the better.
Its condition enables you to judge what faith people have, how they love their Altay, and how they keep their traditions in the modern world.
Today is a special day. A wedding is being celebrated in the neighboring village of Artalik. The guests come to Altay to pay their respects to the spirits of the Korai steppe. Before the main ritual begins, the relatives of the newlywed come out to hail a truck arriving with bride money. It drives in circles around a sacred birch tree. A relative of the groom sprinkles milk on the vehicle so that the property it carries may serve a long life and bring happiness. Telengit grooms pay a ceremonial ransom called bride money. In the past, cattle used to be the currency, and so the bride money was in the form of sheep.
Nowadays, no one gives any rams. It's mostly furniture, household appliances and so on. A bride used to cost 20, 30, 50 or even 100 rams.
These men are carrying a washing machine, a television and a sofa into the newlyweds' house. Everything that's necessary for their comfort and happiness. The bride's farewell to her parental home is a crucial point in the wedding ceremony. A curtain stretched between two birch branches will protect her from the evil eye and damnation. The bride, Yulia Mamakova, puts on the chegedik, a married woman's dress. The groom's mother passes a jug of milk and some juniper twigs behind the curtain as a blessing for the bride. The bride's hair is being anointed with a mixture of milk and crumbled juniper. The curtain protects the bride until the very end of the ceremony. The richest and happiest women in the village are chosen to make the plates so their happiness may pass to the bride.
May these children live happily and long. May they have many children. Let them be wealthy. May they be rich. May they be happy and never take a false step.
During the wedding ceremony, Mother Fire is fed pieces of mutton fat. Next, the fire is treated to milk and juniper twigs, and it's a must to praise it.
Mother Fire, who raised us, we're thankful to you for everything. Fire that melted iron and made bread. We thank you.
With solemn words of farewell, the bridegroom's uncle lifts up the curtain with his whip. At long last, the bride can show herself to the guests. The first thing she does is to splash some oil from her cap onto the fire. If the flame burns brightly, her family life will be a happy one. It's traditional for the bridegroom to appear at the very end of the Telengit wedding. His main job, the abduction of the bride, was performed much earlier. Nowadays, it's enough to invite your beloved for a ride in your car and bring her to your parents' house. That'll do for the abduction.
She was a maid of honor at a wedding, and I was the best man. That's where we met. I didn't tell her I would abduct her. I just came and brought her right to our house.
Now, the modern part of the wedding begins. The newlyweds are touring the area in a car, stopping at sacred Telengit places. A wedding feast is due to take place later in the day. Carrion crows are the companions of all major feasts. They swoop down on the bones and entrails left after the meal is finished. The Scythian tribes that inhabited these lands between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC used to lay their revered dead to rest inside these burial mounds. Their weapons, clothes, decorations, and even battlefield horses were placed in the burial chamber next to them. The Irbistu Valley is famous for its cave drawings. It's not easy to reach, and scientists don't come here often. Historian Andrei Khryakov is unlucky today. It's raining, although several months without rainfall is normal in the Irbistu Canyon. No one knows exactly which historical period these drawings belong to. The majority of scientists say the ancient Scythians drew these goat and ram images.
Such images are common to all hunting tribes. The Khans and the Chukchi, for example. It was a rite of sorts that was performed before each hunting expedition, and it was done to ensure a successful hunt.
Eduard Kabyshev is a native of the Irbistu Canyon. He breeds sheep, goats, yaks, and horses. Eduard's nephew, Archin, is the chief shepherd, presiding over a herd of about 600. Eduard himself is mainly concerned with organizing things like credit and purchases. Pedigree sheep breeding is the main source of income for Eduard and his household. He knows the location of all the ancient cave drawings. He says he can tell the age of the rams shown in these drawings.
This one is possibly a yearling, a small one. It has an arrow drawn on its breast.
Irbistu is Altaic for snow leopard mountain, but these days it's almost impossible to see a snow leopard in this area. There are only a handful left in the Altai Mountains. Instead, you stumble on marmots with every step. The Telengits believe marmot fat is very healthy, especially in preventing lung diseases. No one will touch a marmot before it grows fat enough, and that happens in the autumn when open season on these animals begins. Small lambs, as well as marmots, hide in stone-covered burrows.
They're clever too. You see, when it rains, they take shelter. But they'll emerge on their own when the flock comes in the evening.
The Telengits use tender pelts from one-year-old lambs to make coats called turguzator for children. Tatiana Boltokova is a Telengit fur expert.
It's the warmest material. There's nothing warmer in the whole world. You get used to these coats and are spoiled for any other sort. You want to wear this coat and nothing else.
Tatiana's pupils are finishing a collection of national costumes at their teachers. They must finish them in time for Elohim, the great Altaic festival. Tatiana's husband, Eduard, is a school phys ed instructor. During summer vacations, he makes a bit of money on the side by driving tourists to the Aktru glacier. Not many cars last long in the mountains, since there are very few paved roads.
It's a one-year-old now. One more year and I'll sell it. Next, I'll buy a new one. That's the usual practice. A car won't last for more than 2 years, that's it.
Tatiana is hemming a sheepskin without bothering with a thimble. The pelt is very soft. They say this degree of softness can only be achieved by using an ancient method.
We use an ancient production method. It involves using sour milk. A pelt is marinated in milk. Then all of the parings are scraped off and thrown away. And the pelt ends up softer than anything treated with modern chemicals.
Smoking is another method used to dress pelts. A coat made this way won't be eaten by moths, nor will it harden if exposed to a severe frost. The original softness will be preserved. It's the last rehearsal before the El Ain festival. The older girls are demonstrating models they made by themselves. Mostly these are dresses decorated with folk ornaments intended for special occasions.
These coats are called turguzator. There are amulets on them. These beads are the amulets. The boys have them too. Come here. The boys have special amulets of their own, in the shape of eagle claws. They help a boy become a hunter and become immune to the evil eye. And this ornament has a special meaning. It's called an infinity.
For Telengit women, clothing and amulets are indicators of age and status.
These decorations are called shanku. They adorn young
The Aktru Valley is one of the best-known tourist locations in the Telengits territory. Eduard Baltokov is driving some German tourists there.
Small one is to the left. It is called as a tongue because it's protruded, like a tongue protruded. And there is glacier, amazing.
And we are driving from the foot to the...
We are driving like this, then...
It's a 30-kilometer ride to the tongue of ice and another 10 on foot. The Aktru Valley lies 2,000 meters above sea level. The tallest mountain, Aktru Bash, is more than 4,000 meters high. The Aktru glaciers are popular with climbers and alpine skiers who want unspoiled natural beauty. The glacier slopes are the source of the Aktru River. You have to negotiate a dangerous, crumbling slope to reach this spot. Beyond the waterfall lies a strip of terrain that requires special equipment to cross.
It's the land of the spirits, and we are guests here in this land. And it's a very special energy here. You are very well connected with the universe.
Worshipping the forces of nature and believing in the omnipotence of the spirits is characteristic of Altaic culture. The Telengits ask the spirits to bless them with good health and luck in their affairs, or for good weather, like the Elohim. Shaman worship is on the official festival agenda, but no spectators are invited because they can disrupt the ceremony. This year, the Elohim festival is devoted to the 250th anniversary of the Altaic accession to Russia. In 1609, the Telengit feudal state established its first diplomatic relations with Russia. The Telengits even assisted with several Russian military expeditions to Siberia. In the mid-18th century, Chinese forces tried to conquer the Altaic peoples. They turned to Russia for protection. Only the Telengits, the fiercest people in the mountain Altai, refused to ask their powerful neighbor for help. For the next 100 years, the Telengits managed to hold their ground against the Chinese forces. Kyokburu, or Blue Wolves, is the name of this dangerous game. Like a pack of wolves, the horsemen will fight for prey. The main goal of the Kyokburu riders is to break through enemy ranks and throw a goat onto a platform. One horseman will grab a dead goat while his teammates whip his horse to make it run faster. At the same time, the others protect the goat herder from their rivals. Kuresh, the Altaic name for wrestling, is one of the main components of the El Ayin festival. Altai is the historic homeland of all the world's Turkic nations, and many common traditions have their origins here. The important thing in Kuresh is to make your opponent touch the ground, so the loser is the one who falls down. The main objective is to grab your rival's sash. The competitor who gets a firmer hold has a big advantage. Additional time is assigned if 5 minutes proves insufficient for determining the winner. An opponent's sash must be held with both hands to win. This is the Dyadan, the Scythian harp. It was first found in a Scythian burial mound in 1929. The Telengits regard it as their national instrument. The female shaman's worship in the morning proved successful. It stopped raining, the fog dissolved, and the sun came out. Children from the village of Kurai are showing off the national costumes of the Telengit. They display a mix of Scythian pictorial scenes and Turkic ornaments. The Telengits inherited their culture from numerous peoples that once inhabited China and Mongolia, who roamed from Central Asia to the Far East. The warlike Huns and Sarmathians, the Kupchaks and Mughals are no more. But the Telengits, an ancient people descended from a tribe that 5,000 years ago called itself the Tele, still live in the center of the Asian continent, surrounded by the majestic mountains of the Russian Altai.